My name is Abigail. My friends call me Abby. I just became an executive at a marketing firm in New York City. I often work late hours. I like working late because I'm alone and I can get my work done while not being interrupted by phone calls and meetings. I left the office around 12 a.m. so I could catch the 12:15 express train. As I arrived at the station, I walked down to this long, dark corridor. As I was walking, I could hear footsteps behind me. I didn't want to look behind me, so I began walking faster. I finally reached the platform and waited for the train. I had an uneasy feeling and I kept looking up and down the platform, but I didn't see anyone. The train arrived on time at 12:15 a.m. as usual. I boarded the train and sat down. The train car was empty, but I was still very paranoid of my surroundings. But I took a deep breath and began reading my book. As the train entered the tunnel, the lights in the car flickered and went out, but was still dimly lit. The train came to a complete stop. I then heard a diabolical voice behind me.
Hello, Abby.
I turned around and I just saw his eyes. His body stayed in the shadows. He stared at me with dark purpose. "Who are you?" I asked.
A friend.
"How do you know my name?"
I know quite a bit about you. I've known you your whole life,"
said the mysterious stranger. I was confused and nervous. "What do you mean? I've never seen you before in my life."
I know that you blamed yourself for your mother's death. You decided to go to an executive party rather than staying with her like you promised her. She encouraged and supported you, and you abandoned her. But that night, I was kind enough to look after her. You were filled with grief, depression, and guilt, and you thought about committing suicide. I thought we would meet at that time, but you couldn't go through with it. But I'm a very patient man.
"What are you, a stalker?"
I guess you could say that.
he answered with a devious tone.
I like to think of myself as a merchant of sorts. I can provide you with whatever you desire, at a cost.
"I don't understand," I said.
Allow me to explain.
He said,
Do you remember about 5 years ago, you started at your firm? All you wanted was an executive position in the firm. You called your mother a week later and said, "Mom, I'm working so hard, and I won't let anything or anyone stop me from making it to the executive level." Your mother said, "I know, sweetie. You do whatever you have to do to get what you want." Then there was Jeremy. You remember Jeremy, don't you? The man who was running neck and neck for the position you wanted. You were so scared and filled with self-doubt that you wouldn't measure up, and you convinced yourself that the executive board would choose him over you. So you planted drugs in his desk and placed an anonymous call to the executive board to report him. After they searched his desk and found the drugs, he was fired, and you were chosen by the executive committee. Poor Jeremy was so depressed as you heartlessly watched him being escorted from the building. Jeremy knew it was you, and from that moment, he was consumed with hate for you. Jeremy didn't know that I was listening. He was at a bar when he said to himself, "I hope Abby dies and burns in hell," as he drank vodka uncontrollably. After a few hours, he left the bar and got into his car, so I decided to provide him what he wanted. For a price, of course. So, as you left the office, Jeremy was parked 1 block away and saw you leaving the building. He dropped his bottle of vodka, spilling it all over his car's interior. As you crossed the street, he stepped on the gas and ran you down, killing you as he sped through the intersection and crashed into a pole. You both were killed instantly.
he said with an evil laugh. "What are you talking about? I'm not dead. You're a liar," I screamed.
Fool,
he said angrily.
Jeremy got what he wanted, and so did you. Jeremy has already paid my price, and now I'm here to collect from you.
Suddenly, he turned his back to me, and I heard an inhuman sound as the man revealed himself to me from the darkness. I looked in horror and said, "You're the devil?"
Yes, and my price is your soul, and this is my train.